Well, very happy New Year to you, and a great start to 2015 for Cheltenham Town.
Massive relief. I think we've been getting there slowly. Obviously, just getting the odd draw here and there, and obviously much tighter at the back. But a huge relief. Delighted for the fans. They haven't had a lot to cheer about now for quite a few months, really. Delighted for the board as well, because we've been under a lot of pressure, as you can imagine. So basically, it's been a huge fillip for everybody at the football club, and a great start to the new year. Obviously, it's just one win, but to go to Oxford, it's never an easy game, and their budget will be considerably higher than ours. They've just won at Plymouth the previous week. So go there and win, and I thought second half we played really, really well. I don't think you can argue. First half we probably were fortunate to go in ahead at half time, but then we've had a fortune go against us this season as well. We hit the post against Newport, so these things even out. And I thought second half, we looked great, and we had to defend, but then you expect that. I thought Trevor Carson made a superb save, and again has been consistent and brilliant all season. But to bring in 3 young lads from Liverpool and all make their debuts for Cheltenham Town, 2 of them their debuts in the Football League, obviously it was going to take time for them to settle into their positions and get the tactics right, but I think the manager did that, made the changes, and he's not afraid to make changes, and in the end we got a very, very welcome 3 points. So now it's something to build on, and we've got 2 games now, Hartlepool and Morecambe. We really want to be pushing on now and getting some results out of those 2 games, and hopefully climbing the table, because it's still it's still a very, very tight league. If you take out the top few, I suppose it's still quite division, and there's an awful lot of games still to play. So it's all to play for. But let's not get carried away. It's a start. It's a great result, and the away support. We took 500 fans, which is. I was predicting about 250, something like that, before the game. I think most people were thinking that's the sort of number we got. We get £500, and £500 to make so much noise as well. I think, as Paul Buckle said to me after the game, they were first class. They made a huge difference, I think, to the occasion, and they all went away happy. So thank you to the fans who went. I'm sure the Liverpool lads made a difference to the number of people who wanted to come, but it was a local derby, local match, and it was great to get that sort of number going. I'm sure we won't get that many at Hartlepool, but we'll get a few going up there. But it's something we can build on, and something the fans can hopefully look forward to now going forward.
Yeah, the loan system's been subject to much debate. Some fans saying that there's been too many short-term loans, that sort of thing. But if you bring in players of the quality of these Liverpool lads, it's going to be a massive help to the club, isn't it?
Yeah, I think when you're bringing in players who are going to go straight into the first team, rather than just warm the benches, there's a big difference. And I think if you bring in quality, you really have. There's no question in my mind, and any fan who was there, that those 3 players are fantastic quality, and you'd expect that coming from a club like Liverpool. And they're not young lads. They've been around a little bit now. They've got a bit of experience. What are they, 20, 21?
21, 20 and 19.
Yeah, so that's 16, 17-year-olds. They've been at a professional football club like Liverpool for some years now. But they've come down here and they've settled in well, and they've had 2 training sessions, gone straight into the first team, and really, really, all 3 of them, can hold their heads up and the way they played and conducted themselves. Huge credit to their club and to them. So we look forward to working with them now, and who's to say we won't keep them to the end of the season? I think if we can look after them, we can make sure that their football is getting better, they're getting more experience. Who's to say that we can't keep them for the 2nd month and the 3rd month? And we don't know how that's going to work out, but all we can do is make sure that we look after them professionally, as we are doing, and they get every chance to improve on the training field and to get first team experience, which is of course why they're here. Yeah. I think we might see some movement still in January, I think, both in and out, and I think realistically we do have to move players out now before we can bring new players in. But the manager has got 1 or 2 thoughts which he shared with me last night. It all sounds good. I don't think we need to make loads and loads of changes. I think the people who saw the performance on Saturday and the improved performances recently would agree that we're moving in the right direction, and we have actually got a lot of good players in this team. So I think there's just So 1 or 2 would be my maximum expectation, with perhaps 2 going out and perhaps 2 coming in, something of that order.
Yeah, and 2014, as we know, wasn't a great year for the club overall on the pitch. But what are your hopes for 2015?
Well, I'm glad to see the back of 2014. I have to say, my hopes for 2015 is that we can now forge ahead. I don't think we see a lot more change now. I think the management structure is in place and contracted. So I think that's a real positive. We've got some boardroom changes going to be taking place shortly, which is going to change the structure and management of the club, I think, for the better, make us more efficient, more streamlined. But essentially, I think it's an opportunity now for Paul and Rob Edwards to be looking at the squad, looking at recruitment for next season, and hopefully kicking on, because I think this season's not dead and buried. I think now, I think he doesn't want to see this season just drift away, and that there's still lots of work to be done on the training field. It's great that we've already got a number of the younger players signed up for next season, which sends out the right message. I think we all have seen a different style of football now, and that's been really, really quick to sort of come in and make the personnel changes, formation changes, and the style of football changes. But that's all happening, which is all down to a lot of hard work on the training ground. I know there's a lot more training going on now down there, more sessions are going on, which is all really, really positive stuff. So no, I'm genuinely looking forward now to the second half of the season, and hopefully that we can just build upon these step-by-step improvements and get a few more wins under our belt, and so we can be looking up the table rather than over our shoulder.